Can I not make this thing bigger? Hello and welcome to 777 News. I am your host. That's what she said. I'm your host, Gary, also known as Petty. I am. One second. Hey and welcome. It is a happy Monday. I hope you are well. I hope you are well. I am well. A little disturbed. I finally understand where you have been coming from for months now. I had the opportunity to listen and everything's disturbing. Thoughts and prayers for Honeybee. Very, very much disturbed at the level of. Actually, this deserves a song. This actually deserves a song so that I can get my jitters. It gave me jitters. That's how disturbed I am. After, yeah, definitely deserves a song. Definitely does. Yeah.
Missing that fire. Don't know where you at, don't know where you been, don't know nothing about that boy you're into. Don't feel bad for you, but I feel bad for him, and all the hell you gon' be putting him through. Probably tell him we're a burnt out flame, probably tell him that I ain't been on your mind. I ain't nothing but a long gone thing. You can cuss my name, but baby, don't you lie. When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? When you're riding where he's driving, are you missing my street? Every time you close your eyes, tell me, who do you see? When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? Coming over tonight, wish that joke in your
Yeah, I'm on time.
was mine, just like you know it's supposed to be.
Here you go.
When you're up in this bed, am I up in your head, making you crazy? Tell me, baby, are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about? Are you thinking about? When you tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? Do you hide your phone? Did you change my name? When he wants to go to, I go to place. Do you tell him you can't, then go out of your way?
Since you said
be
that.
somewhere, any damn where I ain't. When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? When you're riding where he's driving, are you missing my street? Every time you close your eyes, tell me, who do you see? When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? Coming over tonight, wish that joke in your guy was mine, just like you know it's supposed to be. When you're up in his bed, am I up in your head, making you crazy? Tell me, baby, are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about? are you thinking about? When you say somebody's dragging, are you thinking about me? Don't know where you at, girl, I know where you ought to be. When you say somebody's dragging, are you thinking about me? When you're riding where he's driving, are you listening to the street? Every time you close your eyes, tell me who you see. When you say somebody's drinking, are you thinking about me? Come over now, we start talking your drive was mine, like you know it's supposed to be. When you're up in this bed, when you're up in your head, making you taste it, tell me, baby, are you thinking about me? Girl, are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about me? Lord, please, just keep surrounding me. Trying to escape these demons, but I feel like they keep hounding me. Friends talking down on me. Mama says she's proud of me. Staying at the chamber and snorting lines on the balcony. And for some reason, I keep thinking about jumping, man. I can't believe I'm thinking this way. I came from nothing, it's amazing.
Before we get into the news, I'm watching the Super Bowl for the food. I'm not on anybody's side, so let me wear both colors. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm there for the food. I'm there for the food, all right? Strictly there for the food. After reviewing some things, I found myself completely and utterly disturbed. Now, this person is not on the island, but this isn't what disturbed me. But if this person can make sense of everything, then I don't know why more people aren't level-headed.
Daddy, look at me.
And
Daddy, look at me.
I see you. I see you. But those are supposed to be in, those blankets are supposed to be in the blanket basket.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. If this person can make the blanket basket, sir. Sir, in the basket. Clean up, clean up. Clean up, clean up. Clean up. Clean up. Clean up. Those aren't supposed to be out.
I want to clean up some.
Yeah, okay. But put those in the basket.
I want to see. I want to hear it.
And you can't hear anything until you do your task. You're gonna miss out on the park today. Task. You're gonna miss out on the park today. Task. You're gonna miss out on the park today. Person can be utterly sensible, and I'm not having them on as a guest, but I understand. Let the baby, but this it's different over here. You ain't supposed to be in the kitchen after a certain time. You ain't supposed to be eating after a certain time. If you didn't eat your food, you ain't no going in the kitchen. None of that. You clean up your stuff. So you better get it right around here. Don't go in my cabinets. Don't be going on the counter. None of that. Let the baby be a baby. But folks come over here. Ain't no, hey, I'm coming to visit over here. And then everybody straightening up on that day. No, it's gonna be straightened up on same day. You could come over and nobody ain't busting their chops trying to get stuff together because they got people visiting. Okay? You understand? Yeah, so you better get it straight now. Straighten them out now. They know don't be messing up around here. Okay, so I'm not trying to upset anybody when I play this clip, but what's said makes sense, so I'm gonna play it. The voice you hear is gonna upset you. Trigger warning.
I know that a lot of y'all on Mallory's side and on Bougie and Leather and Lace's side, y'all think that Petty has to talk about what he's been through in his life. And even though I may not be the biggest fan of Petty, It's none of y'all's fucking business what that man has been through or what he has or hasn't done. And I believe that hate has taken over a lot of your guys' hearts and it's taken over your life. But right is right and wrong is wrong. And I will say this, Mallory. And I will say this, Mallory. And I will say this, Mallory. What is to not tell the truth. Your mission is to destroy somebody. And to have that much hate in your heart for a person or persons just shows that maybe you have things in your life that you need to fix within yourself.
Okay.
Get it out.
Well, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Get it out.
Okay.
Get it out.
Well, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
We can do it.
Yes, you can.
Like this.
Yes. You got yourself in there. Now get yourself out of there. Thank you. I knew you did.
Daddy.
What
Daddy,
what
can you play with my Toya?
Yeah, you can play with your toys.
Toya.
Yes.
What Toya, Daddy?
All right, now we're gonna call Grandma. Now, let me call you grandmother. Because, okay, you don't want to go to the park?
I do.
Okay, I got about 48 minutes.
Daddy, come see me.
Yes, I have 48 minutes.
You come see the movie.
Yes,
Messi.
yes, 48 minutes.
And then you come see the.
Now 47.
No, you come see the room between.
Hold on. What I will say is that sooner is your friends. How about this? When it comes to your friends, you should be giving them that kind of advice sooner than later. We're at later. Your friends should have that kind of advice sooner than later. And to be drastically profound that so many participated, and they aren't the ones that have to what's that? They aren't the ones who have to answer. They aren't the ones with looming dread. They aren't the ones who have to answer.
I clean up.
That's wonderful. I'm glad you did. You're doing an amazing job. Okay?
Look at me.
I'm looking.
I mean, like this.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. It's pretty wild to me as I'm. Yeah, you can't have that water. It's pretty wild to me after seeing so many things that I was able to not see months ago, that those words weren't given sooner. Could have drastically helped. So what I have for, we're gonna of course get into our lesson plan today, but of course my words today are for you. If you have someone, you're right, Holly Mae. If you have someone that you call your friend on here, an associate, try to talk to them before it's too late. Try to speak to them before I told somebody this. I was trying to find like this feeling of regret. Like I was trying to find this feeling of I feel bad for this, and I couldn't find it. Clip after clip after clip. And I just couldn't find the I feel bad. And the reason I was looking for that feeling is because there's gonna be somebody, when it's all said and done, who's gonna be like, and there's gonna be several of them. I know this. Listen to me and keep this in the forefront of your head. There are,
Hi.
hey,
How you doing?
what's up? Good.
My chat wants me to battle you. I have 11 people in here. They all went to you and they said, do it. Kim is saying battle him. And then everybody
Yeah.
said we all broke, so we're supposed to battle. To piss
You
the
tell
haters
them.
off. Because it's educational purposes only.
I don't think this ain't a good time because I'm limited on time, and
You ain't got 5 minutes to battle the Muffin Man?
nah, nah, then nah.
Do a poll.
Maybe like after, maybe like after a certain date, maybe like after like next week might be better.
Okay.
But yeah, what they saying is they can't charge. They saying first of the month over here. They
My
saying
chat saying, we ain't broke. This is great. I'm saying this is great with smiley faces.
nah,
I'm
but
just
it's
playing
not.
with you.
I
I'm
mean,
just
like,
playing.
you know,
All
it
right.
would be better after next week because I'll be off of a time limit. To the chat over there, I will definitely be off. I will be on a schedule, but off of a time limit. I'm
Okay.
limited today.
So we're going to have a scheduled battle with Pastor Petty and the Muffin Man next week at some point. This is going to happen. Everybody in here is
Yes.
saying we are holding you to it.
Yes, that way I can make sure that everybody who's broke like me, they
I'm
can just
broke
be
too.
outside the window until it's over.
I don't battle either. And I seen All Money was trying to battle me, and Kim's like, do it. I was like, I am not going to look like an idiot with like, and I don't want people to throw. That's not the thing. And then I was like, oh, Petty. And they're like, go over to Petty. So, but I'm gonna come over there. But I just had to
No,
come.
you should have accepted that. That would have been glorious. If all money had did that, I would have accepted it.
I'm scared.
No, I would have accepted it because I have some questions. I would have accepted it based off. I got some questions to ask. but I would have accepted it.
So I would have, so next time I can probably figure out a way to battle him. I have some friends that know him. So the day if I do battle him, will you come into my chat and ask him questions?
I mean, I got to get a face to face. I mean, I need a face to face. A year ago or so, I had him. He was in the chat, and they didn't know me, and it was just great. It was great. But yeah, I would have to ask him some questions. I mean, not anything like bad,
Okay.
but just like some regular questions.
Okay.
Regular.
We can do a 3v2. You know, you can do me, you, and him, and we're all on separate teams, and then that's how that works. So you could interview him while you're battling, even though we're all broke.
I mean, it's definitely
He ain't
for
broke. We
something.
broke.
It's definitely something for next week.
Okay, absolutely. Next week. I'll be over there in a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know how to get out of here. Can you drop me? I don't know what I'm doing.
I got you.
Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Bye.
Let me- hold on.
Sorry, comment
It's okay.
cousin.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay, I got you. Boom. Boom. Hola. Yeah, definitely something for next week. Definitely have to be careful with everything I do in my slotted time. Oh yeah, definitely got some J-Hop questions. Definitely, I mean, you know I've been following this stuff. Definitely have questions. I definitely think I have questions. I mean, I have questions, but we'll save that for another day. Ratina, I do wish I could play this video. I would have to wait until after next week, and then I could play this. I can't play it. Snark, I don't want to smoke this week, so I can't play this video.
Look at this.
I see. Wonderful.
There's one.
I can't play this video until after next week.
I want to clean up time. Clean up
I
time.
can't play this video as well.
I need to clean up time. Need to clean up time.
It's a lot of videos I can't play, but I can play this.
Clean up time.
To tell you all right now, they do not give a damn about the cost of eggs. They do not give a damn about making your mortgage payment lower. They don't care about making your prescriptions more affordable. As a matter of fact, one of the first things that Donald Trump did was revoke the Biden executive order that lowered prescription drug prices. This is like the whole game right here. They are here for the fossil fuel CEOs.
Thank you.
Los Angeles has been on fire. People have lost everything. Everything.
Thank you.
And we haven't seen even a single
That's what I
shred
was jumping up to say. Like, we
from
got to
this
move a little
Republican
bit.
majority about even a disaster supplemental to help people get the FEMA assistance and everything that they need.
What Korean say?
No, my food.
You'll find, Ratina. It's helpful for everyone. I can't play this. I can't even play that. It's a shame I'm censoring myself. Lord Jesus, man.
We have huge breaking news right now. Mexico has refused to accept a United States deportation flight, at least temporarily, frustrating the Trump administration extremely. Before I continue, if you don't yet follow me on my Instagram, Substack, and YouTube, that's where I'll be if TikTok has ever been. Go to the link in my bio for more. According to NBC News, Mexico has denied a U.S. military plane access to land. Now, last night, 2 planes took off and went to Guatemala. A third plane that was supposed to go to Mexico never took off.
I'll do a
why
shout
Mexico
out.
blocked the flight, but there are currently tensions between the United States and Mexico. Donald Trump just renamed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. He is threatening to impose massive tariffs on Mexico. Now, Mexico's president has repeatedly said that she opposes Donald Trump taking, quote, unilateral action to implement restrictive immigration standards. And now Mexico is kind of flexing its arms here, saying, we're not going to let your plane land in our territory. And the Trump administration is...
All right, some things to highlight that are currently going on. Some things to highlight that are personally going on two people right now in real time. There are people, humans. Forget race, gender, ethnicity. Forget that. Human. Okay, I'm calling grandma right now. I'm calling. Then you go in there and I will call her and I will tell her what her grandson is doing right now. I will tell her. And I'll call Mimi.
Don't call grandma.
I will. Yeah, I'll call them both. You go.
Don't do it.
Okay, then make a move. There are people, regardless of their race, religion, or ethnicity, that are living in fear right now. There are people who are afraid to send their children to school right now. These are human beings. These are people. These are real people. These are people. I don't understand what part of that is not reaching you. These are real people. These are not criminals. These are people who work here, who have homes here, who are afraid that they're going to have to leave with their spouse or with their child. These are people. These are humans. These are people. They may speak a different language than you speak, but they are people. They are in fear right now. Right now. I was in a grocery store and I never ever seen so many people who do not speak the same language that I speak, but I could see the fear in their eyes. I was in a store and I could see fear in people's eyes. And for my child, once we got out the store, to ask me, what's wrong with everybody in there? Why are they looking at everybody like that? And to say they are afraid that they may lose everything. They are afraid that what they have built here may disappear in an instant. They are afraid that they may be locked up for coming here. Not only locked up here, but locked up abroad. Not only locked up here, but locked up abroad. That plane had to come back. That plane had to come back. Do you think they released them? Just saying, bro. People. They're real people.
Hello. That's what I come up to say. It was actually 2 planes. Columbia denied 2 planes. Did you see where the teacher in Texas was telling that place to come get his students?
Lord Jesus. No, I didn't.
Yeah. He was literally telling them to come get his kids. He was like, come get these students.
Wild time to be alive.
And I don't know if you've noticed, but if you see people, human beings like that in the store, they're even scared to speak their native language in fear of somebody noticing. And the citrus workers in California are starting to not show up for work, which, I can understand why.
Grapes, citrus, cauliflower, cabbage, lettuce, strawberries, yams, you name it, we grow it. Not everything, but a lot of things.
I feel so sad for those people because, I couldn't imagine living every day in fear. And that's what's happening with them right now. They wake up every day in the fear of, is today going to be the day?
We definitely have a different version of TikTok. They are showing it on Mexico's TikTok. They are showing where immigrants are hiding like Anne Rice under. Yo, it's so heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Anne Rice hiding under houses, hiding in attics. Oh.
And what part of history does that remind you of?
I know.
Yeah.
Anne Frank. I said Anne Rice. My fault. My fault.
No,
My
it's
fault.
okay. It's
You knew what I
okay.
was talking about. You know, but
I knew what you
Anne Rice
meant.
kind of dirty.
They're
My
all
bad.
they're also taking actual citizens though too. They don't care who they're
Yep.
taking.
Right.
They don't care who they're taking. They've taken some
Nope.
kids that actually are citizens, not
Yeah.
illegal or anything else like that. And that's what's scary is they just don't give a fuck.
Well, you seen where they accidentally, I do air quotes, you can't see them
Yeah.
because I don't have my camera on, but the military vet that they
Mm-hmm.
accidentally nabbed,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would be filing a lawsuit so fast.
Here's my question. So you load up all these planes to go back to different countries, and you uproot these people out of their homes, their jobs, their everything, and now there's no place for them to go. What are we going to do with them? Because they lost their jobs because you uprooted them. They've lost their homes most likely because if you have them for a while, they're not going to be able to pay rent. So now you totally destroyed these people who have come to our country for relief, for a better way of life because their lives were under duress or their children weren't eating. I mean, you have doctors, lawyers, intelligent people that are paying utmost amount of money to get away from the pharmacy, if you know what I mean, over there that want them to be the lawyer or the accountant or the doctor for people that get injured. So they are coming over here because they're being threatened if they don't take that kind of stuff with the pharmacy companies, then they have no life to live, so to speak. So now all these people that have come over here to do the work that we don't want to do because we feel some people feel it's beneath them. Now you're uprooting their lives. And I am so sorry to the people who have to go through this. I am so sorry to the family members that have to watch even legal citizens wrapped up in this nonsense and be scared to go to the grocery store for fear they might be nabbed up. So I pray and I bless everybody. And I'm so sorry that you're going through this. It is not the right way. To the person that said that tax-paying people, they're taking from tax-paying people, illegal immigrants actually do pay taxes. They pay about
Yep.
9.2 billion, and they don't get anything back. So please do your research before you start saying. Also, actual legal citizens, we just said this, are being arrested. Please do your research before you speak in the chat. Please do your research.
And second
I
of
just,
all, Moon, no human being is illegal. Okay, there were 3,000 children the last time this guy did this. Okay, they are separating families again. I live by Fort Bliss where they're going out of here. Okay, they're loading them on military cargo planes. That's inhumane. Okay, they work in these fields, they get paid taxes, or they pay taxes out of their check just like you and me and the next door neighbor. And they don't file tax returns, so the states are getting free money off of their backs. Okay, the schools here, there are less than half the students back in school than there was last month because they're afraid that they're going to take their children and they'll disappear like 3,000 did. And on the flight to Mexico that went into Guatemala, 3 American military vets were confirmed on that plane.
I just have one more thing to say, and then I'm gonna hop down. Yeah, that was part of what I was gonna say. Even if you don't think it can happen to you, make sure that you have your paperwork in order. Petty just demonstrated one form of paperwork that you can carry on you at all times that tells anyone that would question it that you are a legal American citizen. But also highlighting the point that Harlequin made. At this point, they are doing raids without proper warrants and they don't care. So if you look like a certain type, if you get what I'm trying to say, they're going to pick you up. So just be careful. And it's absolutely heartbreaking that we even have to have these conversations and have to be scared and are watching people getting taken from their homes, taken from the only life that they've ever known. Because I couldn't imagine. Because you go down through generations, and let's say they pick up some kids from a school to take them back. What if those children, like, can you imagine if those children don't speak the native language and they get taken to a country where they don't speak that language, they don't have any family there that speaks American, and they're just displaced, like, and that's actually the reality of what's happening. But anyways, I'm just going to hop down now.
I just want to say one more thing. When it comes to Native Americans, they are now being questioned too.
Yep.
So if you say, well, don't come in here illegally, people have stolen this land and then turning around and saying, you don't belong here after they stole it. Think about that. Think about that one if you're going to put that in the comments. I'm Native American. I'm Cherokee. So.
I got Ottawa.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, but the people who are commenting the way that you are commenting, it says a lot about you.
So yesterday, I got to hang out with my smart friend that you guys like so well. So he was at my house and we were discussing things. And just to remind you guys, he does emphasize your social security card, if you have it on hand, your birth certificate, if you have it on hand, as well as a passport. Because you have to be a citizen to obtain a passport. And that should be enough. Even though I told him my passport, even though it's not expired, it's kind of expired because of the last name change I've had in the past. However, he still told me to hold on to it because it's still proof that I was able to obtain a passport, so I am a citizen. So just remember at least those 3 items. If you don't have your birth certificate, I only have a copy of mine. You can get it at the Vital Records website. It's only about $15, and you can get it in the mail, or you can go to the Vital Records office and pick one up in person right then and there as well. So birth certificate, social security card, passport. You should unfortunately carry it with you at all times now. I mean, it's scary because I don't want to carry a lot of that around, because if you lose it, that could be a problem. But try your best to keep it on you, especially those of us with tinted skin tones. So that's it.
Not to change the subject, but what's he doing with that? What is it, EIC? Where you got to have certain workers and certain colored workers, certain Spanish workers, certain white workers.
You mean DEI?
Oh, DEI, that's it.
Yeah, that's fallen apart. It's making
away.
it's making me open my eyes to changing who I shop with, who I spend my money with. I've been reposting videos on the For You page of businesses that are not backing down on the diversity, equity, and inclusion programs on their companies. So Walmart can go and suck on a peach or a pickle. I am going to shop Kroger now because Kroger is going to continue to maintain DEI. Trader Joe's is maintaining it. Costco is huge on that, and they are not backing down. So if you're with Sam's Club, who is owned by who? Walmart. Please reconsider and think about changing memberships if you are trying to put your money into businesses that are going to continue to support diversity, equity, and inclusion things. It's going to be it's going to be quite a change in routine and stuff like that. But they're out there. There's plenty of if you look up DEI companies on TikTok in the search engine, there's a lot of people covering businesses who are sticking to it, and then those that are not. So
does everybody know what that means? I mean, you can explain.
Well, yes, it's basically giving an equal opportunity for
Right.
those to obtain jobs at their
Yep.
company, no matter what their race, gender, sexual
Yep.
orientation is. And now basically it's, if they're removing it, it's not giving everybody an equal opportunity to obtain either a job or even promotions within a job, and things like that. So
Every year, I got a phone call at the business to ask us how many and what your if you're Hispanic, if you're white, if, whatever we had working there. They had to call every year, the state of Ohio did, and ask us who worked there and what their well, what do you call that? Their they called us and asked us. But my family worked unions, and every union had to make sure they hired so many of the blacks, so many Hispanics, and so many whites. There was a percentage in there.
oh, women too. Snark is
Yeah,
right.
women. Yeah, women too. Yeah, right. You had to go.
Pregnancy, pregnancy
I wanted
protection
to
and
say
things
this
like that.
because I think there's a lot of people that don't understand that that includes women. There's a lot of YT people out here that say, "Oh, I don't give a fuck about DEI. That's not going to affect me." That's no, it absolutely the fuck
Yeah, it
does
does.
because it has to do with women.
Yeah.
When they're rolling this back, all these rights, freedoms, and inclusions, it includes women,
Yep.
y'all.
Yeah, and that's what my friend was saying yesterday when I was discussing it with him, as well, is that unfortunately this DEI rollback is not only benefiting the YT man anymore. If
Well,
you are
guess
not a YT man, then it does affect you.
that's going to affect the military too. You wait and see.
And that
Yeah.
also includes anybody who is a member of the LGBTQIA community. They'll be able to have the right to not hire you if you are lesbian, gay, or bisexual.
Yep. You got it, Rivka. You got it. We're all screwed. I don't know. I'm Mexican. I got Indian in me and Irish and German. I'm screwed. I'm gonna spend quarter of my life in Mexico, and then I'm gonna be in the reservation. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna be all over the damn place. I'm gonna take my horse with me though.
Definitely. I heard yesterday, allegedly, that this administration is looking at revoking the birthright citizenship of Indigenous people on our lands. My question is, where the hell is he going to send them? Because we've initially stole like, I just laugh at people who are immigrants, the OG immigrants that have complexions like mine. Where are we going to go? Like, if we're revoking birthright citizenship for Indigenous people, why are we keeping it for us? That doesn't make sense to me. It seems to me like we should be shipping ourselves back to Europe. But
Yeah.
that's just my opinion, especially if we're going to mess with birthright citizenship. I heard Lindsey Graham on Meet the Press yesterday morning say, just because you're born on this land, it doesn't mean you should be a citizen. Literally a direct quote.
I heard J.D. Vance say that too. He said, "What country keeps people that are born on their land?"
That's crazy talk. All right, now I'm really overstimulated, as my background says, so I'm gonna drop.
I just want to say I have gone to 3 protests this past weekend. Please make sure you're protesting. Please make sure your voice is being heard. Please make sure you're reaching out to groups that you can help your community with. Please make sure that you are being aware of who's safe and who's not. Get a little community together of your own if you can, that you feel safe in. But I'm just going to let you know, protest, protest, protest. That's all I've been doing. I even made a video over what I wear to keep myself safe. If you guys want to check that out, cover your eyes, cover your head, cover your whole body. Make sure they can't notice you, they can't verify you or know who you are, and make sure that you go in a group of people.
Yeah, I just wanted to say a couple things before I drop. Can you guys hear me? Because it says I'm on mute. Okay. I know that there are a lot of people, like, sometimes obviously not everything on the internet is true. If you need to find somebody who is a good reporter who will report very quickly, Aaron Parnas is a great reporter. I mean, he is on it. He will make 5 to 10 videos a day if he needs to. Also, for the people in the comments that are like, oh, well, illegal, alien this, immigrant that, don't think that means that you can't be stopped. Because what they're going to do is they're going to go out and they're going to look, and if you look a certain way, you could also be stopped too. So let's just not forget that. Yes, Aaron Parnas, thank you for typing that. All right, that's all I had to say.
I was just coming up to say, know your rights if you get stopped. Know your rights if you get stopped walking, if you get stopped driving. Know your rights, because they are not coming in regular cop cars or something that you think you would be able to notice. They're here like normal civilians, walking around, driving around, and pulling people over. My little brother just got pulled over.
Really?
Thank God we knew the cop. Thank God we knew the cop, because if we didn't, who knows where he would be? Mind you, he was born here.
No. What?
Yes.
Oh.
Yep. So it's definitely hitting close to home. I pray for everybody and anybody who has any family members who are legally here that they're gonna fuck with, because they're fucking with everybody.
That's what I came up here to say. Saturday, my family and I were crossing from Illinois over into Iowa on the I-74 bridge, and the Illinois-bound traffic lane was backed up clear across the bridge because they had an ice truck at the bottom of the bridge at the exit, stopping every car. So it's close and it's scary.
What was they checking for?
They were, from my understanding, what was being reported was they were checking for papers for illegals.
Oh, shit.
We have a couple of Tyson plants in the area that employ a lot of undocumented, and we have, I mean, it's all farm country here, so, and construction. So traffic was backed up, and this was like 7 o'clock at night on Saturday.
It's getting real. What state is that?
Illinois and Iowa.
Oh, child.
Yeah, we were crossing the I-74 bridge into Iowa from Illinois, and traffic was backed up on the Illinois-bound side, like clear across the bridge. Yeah, it's scary.
May I please interject? I've never been on live before, and so I apologize if this isn't my turn. But I just wanted to say I don't recommend anybody carrying their passport, their social security card, their birth certificate, anything like that. I know that everybody has been expressing their fear and like have your paperwork ready, but if anything, you shouldn't do that because you shouldn't preemptively comply. Nobody's asking for this paperwork, so you shouldn't allow them to require that paperwork from you. And that's something that we saw historically from the 1930s and that situation, that there were a lot of ideas that were presented only because people were complying with those ideas, like, oh, well, they're probably going to want our paperwork. Waste their time, make it difficult for them. If you're a US citizen, make it difficult for them. Let them waste their time with you so that they aren't actually spending their time on somebody illegal. And that would be my advice. It's like, not only is it not going to harm you at all, because ultimately they will find out that you're a US citizen, but now you're wasting their time. You could potentially sue them. You could have a class action lawsuit against the government. There's really no inherent negative for US citizen to not comply with these nonsensical standards that these racists are essentially trying to impose on us. Whereas if you preemptively comply, it becomes the norm. And so I just want to throw that out there, that you're safe. If you're a citizen, you're safe, and just try to help the rest of the people who aren't safe by wasting their time, by not complying, and by warning others. Like if you know you have a coworker that might be questionable, if you hear that ICE is coming, warn them. And thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Very welcome. Very welcome.
I have no idea how to get off. I apologize.
I got you. Got you.
Thank you.
Okay, so my cousins, their father isn't legal, and their mother was born here. She's white, but she did pass away, so he has legal custody. They've never been to Mexico. They were born here and all that. Would this still apply to them? Like, could they be taken? Like,
It's whatever. I feel like it's whatever the whoever stops whoever feels like. Also, I just want to piggyback before I go back into work real quick. But off of what the lady before you said, I totally like I get where you're coming from about, waste their time. But in all seriousness, the world we live in, you got to make sure. Tyrese West, if you look him up, the kid didn't have nothing. He was riding his bike with his hood up. He got pulled over riding a bike on the south side of Racine, and they shot him. Okay? He's no longer here. Like, there was another one who is unalived by a cop because he had a Bible in his hand. A Bible. But because his skin tone was different, he's no longer here. It happens a lot here. So if you don't comply right away, they will look for a reason. And every time they find one. Officer Gary is the officer here that we all wear shirts calling him a schmurderer because that's what he does. So just be careful. Whether you got your documentations on you or you don't, or your parents or they don't, just be careful, because even if you don't or even if you do have them on, they're still making it hard for people. See, these are the things that I talk about when I speak on racism. Not trying to be funny. I promise you I'm not. I'm a YT woman as well. You know what I'm saying? These are things that we don't have to think of because we get pulled over and we get the time to go in our glove compartment to grab our registration or reach in our back pocket for our license. Others don't. This is the real world. Like, look at the documentaries on YouTube. Just look up Tyrese West. If you got time today, look up Tyrese West. All right, I'm gonna jump down.
To answer or partially answer Ray of Sunshine's question, what they could possibly do is send the father back and put the children in foster care. They could become wards of the state because he's not legal if they get caught. It really does depend on who catches them, if they let them go, because he's got 2 documented citizen children. But it's a terrifying reality that they could be sent with their father back to the country that their father's from, or be put in the foster care system.
so even if their grandmother is a part of their lives and all that, would they be given a chance to get custody, or would they just automatically put them into the system?
So if can I interrupt for 1 second? Ray of Sunshine, sweetie, I adore you, but this is so much bigger than just us talking. I want you to reach out to an attorney that specializes in this or something like that. This is huge. And us giving well, it could be this or it could be that, we don't know for sure. I mean, I give a lot of advice on stuff that I know about, that I'm schooled in, but stuff like this, you need to be speaking with an attorney on this. It's too much for just a conversation online,
Oh yeah, I totally agree.
And speaking with an attorney would be great, because if grandma is available for the children, if anything was to happen, he could already have that set in stone that that's who they go to.
Okay. All right, thank you guys.
Very welcome.
Really quick, I don't remember who was talking about the ice on the bridge. In Illinois, it's very real what they're doing. My brother-in-law works in a factory in southwestern Illinois, and over the weekend, almost every factory in that area was basically swatted. And I mean, it happened every now and then. It's like when I worked there, you'd see people like, and I hate take off running, but they basically encircled the factories and just stormed in and took anyone that was questionable. So it's really happening.
I wanted to wait until everybody was done. I wanted to show that over the last 8 months, I feel it's really important, us as YT people, we can say that we're angry, we can say that we want to do things, but I've been listening. I just I come into lives, especially in the Black community, and I just listen. If you could, what are you doing in your community? And I don't mean that in like a mean way, but like what I mean is like, are you writing your mayor? We have ICE over in GR, right now here in Michigan. Are you bugging your state representatives? Are you, what are you doing like actively to help? And that is something that a lot of us didn't do in the past. And here we're noticing that it takes these little actions. It takes us YT people standing up and using our voice for the people who don't have one, and actually putting our actions, like putting our mouth, like what we saying we're going to do, what we do. Personally, I can tell you my state representative probably hates me right now. So just, while we're listening to these voices, take a few moments out of your day to, walk the walk.
Agreed.
Hi, Petty.
Hey now.
Everyone. Um, sorry, I'm a little emotional. I live in South Texas, 2 hours away from the border, off a main highway. We have undercover. We have highway patrol at every turnaround. I leave the house. I've been stopped. They run plates at stop signs. I am Mexican. I am Latina. I'm proud of it. My husband is white. He as well has been stopped just from running a plate because it is under my name. We cannot go out to the stores. And let me tell you, I live in Texas, and you know Texas. We have good old Hot Wheels here. And this has been going on for a very long time. It's been going on for about 1.5 years. It's called Operation Lone Star. Okay? And it has not stopped. And it's not going to stop. It's going to continue. And for people to say that we're freer mongering is fucking absolutely bullshit. Bullshit. Because we are not, because we are living it everywhere. Everywhere we are living this. And I cannot express to everyone for people to say it's not happening, it's happening. And it's not to put fear in anyone because I see it daily and daily and daily when I'm out on the road. We see cars stopped every fucking day. They are hiding in undercover vehicles everywhere. And I can tell you how many people that drive to go home to Mexico because they come and get vehicles, okay? It's called in tow. They come from Mexico to get vehicles to buy to take back to Mexico, to their homeland, okay? Those people are getting stopped on the side of the road because they have in tow. And people saying that this bullshit is not happening, damn it, it's fucking happening. It's fucking happening every fucking day, all day. So people that say it's bullshit, well, let me tell you one thing. Come to where I live and you will see it. You will see it every single day, all day long. And I don't care what people say. I am sorry. I am living what my parents went through, what my grandparents went through, what your grandparents went through, what your ancestors went through. Drinking from colored water faucets, colored bathrooms. And I never thought in a million years that my family, that I would be going through the same bullshit that they went through. And I am so sorry for my Latino community, for every color. We let you down. We let you down. I let my ancestors down. And you Latinos for Trump, you, and I don't care. You can go to fucking hell. Go to fucking hell. And keep telling me to go back to Mexico. I don't give a flying fuck. Keep telling me to go back to Mexico and keep threatening me that you're gonna call ICE. Go for it. I am here and I am not going anywhere. And I'm gonna be loud, and I will be loud and loud and loud, because it's not gonna happen on my time. If I see it, guess what? I am yelling La Migra because I see them all the time where I live. I live out in the county. And I see them. Do I put water out there for them? Hell yeah, I do. If they ask for food, hell yeah, I do. And if you want to report me, go for it. Because guess what? Fuck Donald Trump. And I said it. I said what I said. Fuck them all. Sorry, Petty. I see it all the time. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
So thank you. And sorry, you guys, but it had to be said. And watch out for ice cream trucks, because they are parking ice cream trucks. Like if they're selling ice cream, they're white ice cream trucks. And no, it's not ice cream. Just a little heads up. It is not ice cream. It's a cover-up. Just remember, yell La Migra. That's it. Thank you, Petty. And I thank you for your platform for education. And I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Thank you.
Very welcome. Hey, so you know me. Like, there's this person that wants to come speak, and I'm not a denier of boxes, so just give me a second.
Shit. Eddie. I had sent that a while back.
Oh.
Is this how you feel, Petty? How that lady feels? Like, I just need to know, because I mean, I'm a little bit late to the show. I don't get on, but do you feel like she feels, Petty? Because I see Trump saving us,
I
mean,
you
I
know,
live 20 minutes from where Lake and Raleigh was killed.
and
Here in Atlanta, Georgia, Athens. I'm sorry.
if you want
So,
to mention, if you
you
want to
know,
mention them, please mention them all. The George Floyd, the Tamir Rices. Just don't focus on one.
huh?
I said also mention the
Well,
George Floyds and the Tamir Rices. Make sure
all
we,
of them.
yeah, just make sure we
Okay.
just don't single out.
Well, she lived close to me, and I've got a daughter that's a nurse in nursing school at the same school she went to.
Breonna
You
Taylor.
know, I'm not real I got a college degree. But I don't really got time to educate myself now because I just get in the floor and play with my
I'm gonna let
child.
you. Hold on, let's
You
have a
know, but I'm just like, I feel for people
but let me
that
get.
aren't here.
Can I?
Huh? I'm sorry.
I just want to get some physical discourse. We have to make. If you can't see everybody as human, then that's where the
Right.
problem coming in
Well,
because
I do. I
looking
do.
you're looking at one aspect of politics, and those are your politics, and same with religion. People want to be in
Right,
their
right,
religion,
right.
but here for myself, I respect all religions. I respect anybody's politics, but if you're able to take yourself out of that, then you can see
Right,
the
right, right.
humanity in what people are feeling.
Okay. But you have children as well as I do, right?
Yes, and
So,
I
hey,
feel
Miss
for
Kwan.
I feel for my children right now.
So, and I'm just a Southern mom.
Wait.
I'm not as educated in some things as y'all. I'm
Okay,
just
but
voicing. Yes, ma'am. I'll be quiet.
okay, so the problem, respectfully, that I have is that what does it matter what he believes over what this lady who told her story
Right.
said? Like, it doesn't
Absolutely.
matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter
Okay.
because she came up and told her truth. It doesn't mean that you
Okay.
come up and ridicule Petty and see if he agrees. If he
I
agrees with
do
her,
because y'all,
if he agree,
respectfully,
wait a
I
minute. If he
understand.
agrees with
Yeah.
her, then what is that going to change with your perspective on Petty?
I mean, I'm still gonna watch him and
So was it
listen
a
to him, of
necessary
course.
question to ask?
I mean, maybe I'm just bored right now, Quan. Just
It's
like you, okay, well then, respectfully, I apologize, Petty.
So Moon, what about
I
gutting?
had to let her go. I'm sorry, I had to
Oh,
let her
I was
go.
about to say because eggs are still damn near $8.
It's just it
The
doesn't. I
Department
don't
of
mind.
Education
Look,
is. Go ahead.
Ashby, real quick. I just wanted to clarify because it just made no sense for her to come up and throw you in a corner because someone else came up and spoke their truth and their feelings. That's not fair. That was putting you in a corner so she could decide, at least in my perspective, if she was going to sit here with us and either listen to learn or to be mad at you and stop watching you because of somebody else's opinion or you might agree with it. Like, it doesn't matter. Everyone has their truths on here. Everyone has their perspective on here, and everyone's living whatever they're living right now in the now. And the one thing that bothers me, respectfully, Miss Moon, is the fact that you came up here with your whole chest and said that you don't have time to learn. That tells me we have a problem in our country, that you don't take the time to learn about every perspective of life that is going to be affected or is being affected, whether you agree with the other person, the other political party or not. You need to take time to learn before you come up and just jump up and start asking things like that. I don't go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I got a question. There's a person wanting to come up named your effing Serenity. Can
I don't see them.
They was in the I see them right here. I see them.
I don't care. Go ahead. You ready? Go ahead.
Real quick, can y'all hear me?
That's me.
I had a good bit to say, but I think Queen just covered a good little bit of that. And ma'am, that was gaslighting. You just came in and straight gaslit Petty. For what? Because
Sure
somebody else
did.
had an opinion on what they see? And respectfully, what in the hell is Trump saving us from?
Again, that's everyone's opinion. It's fine. He allows people to come up and have a discussion, but she should have just came up and told her perspective on things without throwing him in a corner and saying, well, what do you believe in before we get started here? Like, that's not appropriate. It's just not appropriate.
Or address the lady that was just talking, not him.
Yeah,
Like
that
it
was me.
doesn't.
That's why I wanted to come up while she was up here, and it has
Yeah,
nothing to do. It has
that was
nothing to
wild.
do with Petty.
And
It has
just
nothing.
real quick, I'm gonna
It's
drop,
just
but
it's just,
respectfully, for anybody that comes in the box, can we not use the C word to describe black people and the word Indian for Native American? You can use Native American, indigenous, black people, people of color, but there are certain words that we're in 2025 and we should know better. And for the lady that just came up and said she's not going to educate herself, that speaks more about you than anybody. And understand that education is elevation. The more you know, the more you can be.
Moon, you could just leave. You don't have to get blocked. You can just leave the space. This space isn't something that you want to be in. You should just leave.
Miss Cupcake.
That's weird.
Hold on, Miss Cupcake. You're telling me I'm bored? Wait a minute, Cupcake. You want to come up and ask me questions? What I'm seeing? You just said I was bored. You have questions for me, ma'am?
Bueller.
Patty, this has nothing to do with you. Respectfully, you are awesome. And this is like the way Queen said, it's what I feel and what I see. Hey, Miss
Lord have
Moon.
mercy,
Hey,
Jesus.
Miss Moon.
Hey, sweetheart.
What's up? What you got? What you got?
Okay, so may I ask why you're downing our president who
Because
is
he's an
okay, let me
asshole. How
mute.
about that? He's an asshole. You want to hear that?
Okay. Sure. Hey, that's okay. He's still in the office and he's still
As a
gonna he
fucking felon. As a
okay.
felon. Are you
Hey,
proud of that?
hey, you know what?
You
As
know
a
Do you
what?
know who
citizen.
Tell me.
Do you know who Al Capone is? Do
You
you know
tell
some of
me.
the greatest okay,
Oh,
let me
fuck
mute
no.
so
Don't give me that shit, Moon. Come on. We can go one on one together on a live. You want that? To leave
I
Petty out of this?
I don't because I just tuned in for about 5 or 10 minutes and I
And
saw
you
you up
said
here
you
like
were bored on what I experienced.
I
Okay?
did. What? No, no,
So what
no,
are you
no,
bored
no. I
about? What
didn't.
are you bored about?
Bored. Okay, if you're not legally here,
Oh, fuck
okay,
off.
I have children.
Fuck
Hey,
off.
Moon.
I have
I'm legally
Hey,
children.
here,
Moon. The
ma'am.
I
people
have
that
children,
your
and I
grand
have grandchildren.
your grandparents and your great grandparents and your great grandparents didn't come here legally. Just
That's
so you
right.
know.
That's right. You're
I didn't come here
here
legally.
illegally, ma'am.
We were
You're
stolen
here
and y'all
Okay,
came
illegally.
here
so
illegally
we're gonna go
because
back. Okay, but
your ancestors, your
y'all won't.
ancestors, hold on. Your
Lord have mercy.
ancestors were shipped off because y'all were the
Absolutely.
undesirables.
Hmm.
Y'all were the
Hey, baby,
criminals.
go in there and
And
sit
then
down.
y'all
Okay.
stole
Go get the.
Africans
Go get
and
Bluey.
came to
Okay.
this
Go get
country
Bluey.
and stole
Yeah,
land from the
Bluey.
indigenous people.
Can
Yeah.
you
Go get
listen,
Bluey.
Moon?
Okay.
Can you
That's
listen,
right.
Moon? Jesus.
You
Okay.
are
Good
not
job.
illegal on stolen
Sorry.
land.
Kendra, go ahead. You've been waiting to talk. I just wanted to help regulate and let you be able to speak.
Oh, no, you're good. I just don't like talking over motherfuckers. Unlike, other grown motherfuckers.
And then Passion, you're next. I see you with your hand, girl.
I need to send you that meme, Passion. I just want to say, one, you can't base all immigrants off of one immigrant that came over here and done a stupid ass fucking mistake. Second, what about all the immigrants that are over here legally that are working for our food industry, that are, farmers, that are, freaking making this country run as it is? Are you gonna go out there and work that? Are you gonna go out there and work that job? Are you gonna do it? Because I don't see any of us doing it. I don't see any of us YT motherfuckers out here doing it. That's the whole big point. You can't let one bad bunch fucking ruin the entire, like, you can't let one bad fucking ruin little egg ruin the entire fucking batch, baby. You can't do that. And that's not a logical reason for you to say, well, I sympathize highly with that woman's family, but you cannot come in here acting fucking ignorant like that and then say, oh, well, I'm not gonna educate myself. Then you need to go ahead and leave. You don't know what we're talking about here. You obviously don't care enough to understand and learn and see what we're going through as a country. And that's all I have to say. Also, stop fucking talking over motherfuckers. Thank you, Queen, for coming up here and letting me talk.
Passion, and then Holoqueen, please.
I had a question. I think it's Lorianne one day. I heard you, and it's nothing bad. I didn't know how to spell it, so since I seen you back up here, I wanted to ask what it meant. You said I am, and I can't. Thank you. I can't pronounce it, but I was just wondering, what does that? What does that mean? Like nothing bad. I'm just educating myself on what it meant.
Who you was asking?
I'm sorry. What was the question again?
You said I am, and then it was in Spanish, I'm assuming.
A Latina Mexicana.
Is that what it was? You said la something.
Chicanos and Chicanos,
Chicanos.
and they're both. When the Treaty of Guadalupe was signed, there just needs to be a well-world verse about their land being taken as Chicanos. They took part of America, and Chicanos and Chicanas as well. Just La Migra.
The Menja. That's what I was asking because I couldn't.
La Migra, which is
Yeah.
the immigration ICE.
Okay. I was just I'm sorry. I was
That's
just
okay.
curious. I heard you say it and I was trying to look it up, but I couldn't spell it the right way. So I just since I seen you come back up here, I wanted to ask what it had meant. So that was all I had to ask.
Okay, sweetie. Yeah, it's ICE. It's immigration.
Okay.
And then Holoqueen, and then Ashby, please.
I just want to say you need to stop bringing up people who unfortunately have been unalived. If you know who I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Leave that girl alone. Stop bringing her up. Her family has asked this for her to be not brought up. And if you're going to bring her up, please bring up the indigenous people that have never been talked about, that are silent. Please bring up the I can't even think right now, but if you're gonna bring up one YT girl that has unfortunately that happened to, bring up everybody else that has been.
Are you serious right now? Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
Her
Yes, I
family
am.
has asked to make sure we speak her name. 17 minutes that girl died and was beat
And what about
down
indigenous people
by
that
a.
asked because of YT people and every
Hey,
other person?
I got a little bit
If
of
you're gonna
okay,
match.
I
If you're
haven't
gonna
said anything.
match them. Do it. What about the girl Breonna Taylor who was pewed in her own room when she was sleeping? What about her, huh? You gonna talk about her? Talk about everybody if you're gonna talk about one person's unfortunate passing, because that's what it is. George Floyd, unfortunate passing. Bring them up. Bring them all up. Match them. Match the statistics. Match them.
Okay, Ashby, real quick.
I just want to say that, first of all, hey Patty, it's been forever since I've been up here. It's kind of crazy. But I just want y'all to know that it's not about who's here legally or illegally. They don't care when they do these sweeps. They
Correct.
don't. There was a man who literally got detained for 170 something days because they thought he was Jamaican, an African American, a Black American man. And they mocked him and they swore up and down that he was Jamaican, and he wasn't. He was American. He was born and raised here. His family was born and raised here. And they detained him for almost a year. They don't care. They see you as a threat, or they see you as something, I don't know, someone can call something on them people on you, and they just sweep you up. They don't care to say, oh, let me wait for you to dig through and get your social security card. Let me dig and let me watch you dig for your birth certificate. They don't care. They don't. I need y'all to realize that. And if they come for other people, they're gonna come for you. They're gonna start censoring you. And then who is gonna be left to speak up for you? I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
trying to be
don't forget.
divisive. I'm not trying to be
Also,
divisive. This
too.
is not the time to be divisive. We need to stick together. We really do. Because it's getting scary out here.
Right. And again, at the end of the day, Miss Moon, not just people of color or brown people are being attacked. Women. YT women, all women, are being suppressed. And this is now going into a Handmaid's Tale type situation where we're not going to have our own choices on our bodies, or if we should or should not have children, or if we can prevent it, or if we're in a situation where a pregnancy is going to unalive us if we finish it, and we can't even end the
Boy.
pregnancy. We're going to have to end our whole life.
Wow.
Yeah, think
Okay,
about that,
so I
girl.
have a
Think about
different
it. Because
outlook on
no, wait
that.
a minute. Think about it. Let's put color aside. You're more focused on all the people of color and brown skin being upset over your president, but that man is literally trying to take
No,
your
I'm
rights
not. Y'all are
away
making me out
as
to
a
be a
woman.
racist.
As
I'm
a
not.
woman, your grandbabies, your nieces. You don't even think about that, but you are affected by that. So there is some controversy with your president because he's attacking you too, or someone in your family that is a
I don't want to
female.
have to worry about my child going into a bathroom and a trans or person
I
who
feel
thinks
safer
their
with a
sex
trans.
is
I
not.
feel safer with a
I'm
trans
sorry,
woman
Petty.
than I
I
do
can't
with
follow
a
you anymore.
heterosexual
This is
male.
absurd.
Do you understand that? I
Absolutely.
will sit
Hey,
all day
Bye.
long in
Bye.
a
we're all
room
getting hung
with a
up on
trans woman than I would with a man of heterosexual man.
exactly.
I'm so sorry. That just
Thank
angered
you
me
for
so
making that
much.
easy on me, Mom. That was an easy block.
You
Appreciate
know
that.
what's crazy though is the fact that she just brought up trans, but you're okay with your baby girls being possibly assaulted and ending up in a pregnancy that she can't get out of. What if your daughter willingly got pregnant and there was an ectopic pregnancy and it said if you go to term, you will lose your life and the baby will lose their life. But you can't go and terminate and save one of your lives because it's not allowed. There's a huge difference. And how dare you talk about the trans community? Those are some of the most beautiful people I've ever met in my life, and never have I personally felt unsafe. I will gladly sit in the forest with a transgender person than I would with a heterosexual male. I'll pick the
Exactly.
bear every time.
Exactly. You're so worried about transsexuals, but you're not worried. I'm sure you're not worried about going to church.
Did you know there's a video out there of a trans woman that I came across? They didn't go viral or anything, but they had pretty good views. And it was a male to female transgender. She was trying to respect the new law of having to use a male bathroom with her partner who is also trans, right? They go into the bathroom that is a male bathroom and lock themselves inside so they do not end up getting jumped. Okay? Someone knocked on the door of the bathroom and it was a man, and they said, "We're almost done." So what did this man do? They heard him go into the woman's bathroom to use it because he wouldn't wait. So when they came out, they snuck out so they wouldn't get attacked by the man on the other side of the door. And then they watched and they looked to see who it was. And it was a man, like a grown ass man in a woman's bathroom. He walked in there casually, used it anyway. So at the end of the day, is this a real change to protect women, or are all these these straight men going to start taking over the women's bathroom because trans women have to lock themselves away in the men's bathroom to do their thing without getting jumped? That's scary. I would be mortified to see a grown ass, straight, heterosexual man coming out the women's bathroom that I'm about to enter with my child.
And the stats don't lie. Straight white men, straight men, they're the perpetrators of most of these violent sexual crimes. That's just a fact. I don't understand how this keeps getting brought up. Like, this isn't the fact. If you're so scared of everybody else, how can you not be scared of straight men then?
Like, there was no purpose. Like, that defeated the whole purpose of them forcing trans to go to the correct bathroom. Like, the man went to the woman's bathroom anyway. I don't know. I'm getting down. I'm sorry. I got a little heated, but like, we're not playing that game. Women's rights are getting taken away too. Let's take color outside of all of this, and women are losing. We're losing the battle too.
Yep. Our children too. You know, people say they care a lot about children, but you know, a lot of these kids live in places where they go to Title I schools. And you know what is on the chopping block? The Department of Education.
Yep.
They're going to leave it up to the states. And you know, it's not necessarily that the states can keep up with the funding for Title I schools. A lot of children get their food, their breakfast, and their lunch. Those are the two meals that they can count on in schools. My son goes to a Title I school. What about disabled children,
That's
children that have
exactly what I
those
was going to say.
plans?
Handicapped children with disabilities are being affected by this too. Not, and children who can't afford a lot are getting affected. So you're right. It's not just women, it's our children, it's our future.
And all children, not just black and brown children, all
All
children.
children.
Kids, I was blessed that my son had Medicaid and could go and get speech therapy for 4 years. With them gutting Medicaid, a lot of kids won't have that opportunity. A lot of kids will fall through the cracks. Think y'all understand that?
Heather, you can speak. I put you in a big box so you can speak. I'm going to drop.
Thank you. I just wanted to say I've never been in Petty's live. I watch you all the time, so nice to meet you. Sorry. I'm very passionate about this subject, and it makes me so sad to see someone come up and ask or say, look at the good he's doing for this country. He has done nothing good for this country. We are so divided. There is so much hate. I will not speak to anybody that supports Trump, and it's not about his politics, it's about morals. He has made people turn against each other. I don't speak to my grandmother anymore. I don't speak to my aunt anymore because he's a racist. He is segregating this country, and it is so very, very sad. And to talk about trans people, I had to explain to a friend of mine who agreed with Trump on that subject, thinking, why do you care what's in somebody's pants, first of all? I don't care when I go to the bathroom, who's in the bathroom. I mean, I don't want to be in there with men, of course. But my point is, these people are born feeling that that's not who they are, and they have a right to be who they are. And who is it? Some man sitting in Congress saying, oh, you can't have a right to be who you truly are and take away those rights from those people. They go through so much criticism and prejudices and things in life that they have to deal with. Do you think that they want to go through all of that? But they're not who they weren't born who they're supposed to be. Please, just think you're teaching your children and your grandchildren that these thoughts are okay. How about you be accepting and come with your whole heart instead of people that say, I'm not here with my whole chest. Be here with your whole heart and accept everybody for who they are. It's not just immigrants or people of color that commit crimes. And I hate to say this, but let's look at school shootings. Those are white people, YT. And I'm a YT person, but I'm ashamed to be YT and I'm ashamed to be American right now. I'm embarrassed. And I'm very sorry for people that are going through this, and I wish I knew how to help. I cry about it. I feel so bad. I get so passionate. But please, please, let's come together as a community and figure out a way to stand up for people that don't have the voices that we have for some reason. And that's all I want to say. And I'm very sorry for anyone that's dealing with this. And thank you. I'm ashamed to be an American too. I really, really am. And I'm sorry, but thank you for letting me speak.
Very welcome. Very welcome. Anytime. Very welcome.
I just wanted to touch on the school thing real quick. The last position I worked with before I switched to the administration side, it literally would not exist. Like, it's not going to exist. And I can't tell you, I was working between 3 different classrooms. There were children who were so far behind at this Title I school. And there's a whole department for the ASD children, for these children with autism, and they have such a good setup and they're excelling and they're doing well. And this is going to eliminate the funding for every single bit of that. And as somebody who has worked with these children in the ASD community for almost 10 years, my heart breaks that we have spent 10 years fighting for these kids to have what they need to just have a semi-decent experience and just go to school like every other kid. And here is the federal government coming in and now saying no. How does that not bother you? That's all I'm going to say.
Loyalty.
Thank you. I just didn't know how to. I'm not used to live stuff, but this has really hit home. So I'm half Hispanic and I'm half Native. So my mom was indigenous off the reservation. So I got all my family over there. And then my dad was from Mexico. So the sad part about all of this is that we grew up with, as most of you have, I'm old. I'm in my 60s. And back in the day, I watched, how things got better and better as the years went on, where racist wasn't as big of a deal as it was back in the day when I was growing up, because it used to be bad. You couldn't even say, like, how dare you even try to mention that you liked another, the same sex, like the same, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I can say on here or not, but the same gender. And now it's gotten so open that it mentally helps so many. I'm sure it does. I have them in my family that it really does help them mentally, that they can come out and be honest about that part. Also, the racism was really, really bad with me growing up, really bad. I mean, until this day, there are a few stores, and I'm not going to say what what race they are, but when I go in there and I can be wearing my Nikes, I could be wearing whatever, they will follow me around the store because they think I'm going to steal from them. And I always tell them, what is your problem with me? I finally got it in my head, like what was going on, and I stopped going in that store. But it has gotten better from the time when I was growing up. The thing is that's so sad is that this the racism, I just cannot believe. I was so upset. My son is more Native than I am because his dad's full-blooded Native. And he voted for Trump. So me and him have issues, but he didn't realize what exactly. And a lot of, and I'm telling you, like in my family, and it's huge, huge. A lot of the ones my son's age, which is 40, 39, they honestly voted for him for only on one certain thing that he promised instead of looking at the whole picture. And I asked them over and over, look at the whole picture of before you vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm just telling you, look at the whole picture, which none of them were doing. They were going by, well, for instance, one of them, I won't say which one, said, well, the reason why we're voting for him is because of rugs, we don't want him coming through the borders. Like they need to stop all that. But they didn't see it like, well, why is my uncle hiding? Like, why are they hiding out? Why do they have to do this? Why do they didn't look at the whole picture of what's going on. Just like, my sister's babies are all on Medicaid. Like, why do we have to come up with medical, money for medical? Because, she's got 3 of them that are on Medicaid. And she's gonna need us all to pitch in and help with their medical. They didn't see, and I'm not saying, like, honestly, I know in my family, and I'm telling you, there's quite a few in that age group. They honestly seen YouTube. They listened to certain people on YouTube, and that's what they went for. And that's the sad part about a lot of this. I'm not saying that they're all that age group, but a lot of males in the age group of like 35, 45, a lot of them got it from on there, that from what I've seen. But I do know too on racism back in the day, it's like, don't say something about a certain color or a certain race because you don't know. You have children that are still growing. They're going to have kids. You're going to have grandchildren. And I guarantee you the ones that were so racist back in the day, they have either grandchildren or great grandchildren that are the same color that they were against back in the day. So you never, ever know. And and I tell my dad, because it's his side of the family, I'm like, how does that make you feel? Like, doesn't it make you feel, like, wow? Because I remember the days when they always put that race down, and now their grandchildren and their great grandchildren are that race, and they have to love them like they do the rest of their grandchildren. You just, racism is horrifying. And the scary part is when he became, and I'm not saying who to vote for and who not to. I'm just saying this man has been racist since for a very long time. And showing that he's taking all immigrants from Mexico and, the Mexican borders, the Mexican states first is insane without due process. They don't even get to say, well, okay, I didn't commit any crimes. Can you check my background and see what I'm really about? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, see what I've been doing with my life for the last 10 years that I've been in the States, something like that. That's not even an option. They're just sweeping them all out of here. And it's bye, see you later. And whoever said it earlier, I have family that work the fields and they work their butts off. They work the fields. They work jobs nobody else wanted to work. They worked from morning till night. They really did. And now they own homes and those are ones, remember, my families that my heart's going to break for, because now they can't even stay in their own homes that they pay taxes on every year and bought and paid for. Like, it's sad. It's beyond sad what's going on. So I love this panel. I love to hear all of yous and how everyone on TikTok, I mean, majority of TikTok I have seen that are definitely nice to hear, because back in my day, this would have been opposite. This would have been totally up. Oh, good, they belong out there and get them out of here and this and that. But I do think that, yes, we do need to clean up with the rugs, but all race. That's what they should be focusing on. Not what color you are, but what are you doing out there that's wrong? And show some proof, evidence that this is what you're doing. Why couldn't he? I'd like to see a plane of 50, because they just took 50 from my neighborhood. Yes, I think it was last night or the night before, 50 of them. They had them all lined up in a row. And they took them all. ICE came and picked them all up, right? And I'm like, what's going on? Like, were they selling right under my nose? Or what's going on? What's happening? No, just because the color of their skin. They took them all. Why couldn't they be doing that with rugs? That I can see. That I'm not against. I don't care what race you are. Hey, you're doing wrong. Bye. See you later. Because you ain't selling to my kids or my grandkids. So see you. But what he's doing it for is so wrong. All because of the color of our skin. And it's sad. My son is just like, can't believe this. But that's who they voted for. And they're the ones that are going to be targeted. My nieces, my nephews, the ones that are out there going out, driving around, having a good time on a Sunday in their low ride, whatever. Watch, because our town is a big time low riders. Watch ICE come and go right at them. That's when they're going to start feeling it. But it's already too late on that part. But what I think that I pray that happens is that we do get a lot of protests going. Trump says he loves TikTok.
I'm not trying to be rude, but there are
Right.
other people in the box that have been waiting to speak kindly.
Sorry. Okay, I'm done.
It's okay.
Thank
It's
you.
okay. I'm not trying to be rude, but
No,
Petty
not at
is on
all.
a
I
time
get it.
crunch.
All this just built up, but I understand for sure. I'm just saying, like, one minute he was against TikTok, but then now he's saying he was all for TikTok because that's where all his votes came from. Yeah, he went for the younger. But I get it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Can you let me down?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can I speak real fast and then I'll hop down? I just have one thing to say. It's really quick. So when Moon was up here, I know she's not up here anymore and she's been blocked or whatever. She mentioned Lake and Riley's name and how in a defense for what's happening in our country right now. So I just want her and people like her to remember a few other names when they speak Lake and Riley's name. Is it okay if I mention some names? George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner,
Michael Brown, Tamir Rice, Dante Wright, Breonna Taylor, just to name a few. When you think of Lake and Riley, think of those names also. And if you don't know anything about their story, look them up and see what happened to them. And that's all I had to say.
I just wanted to say real quick, when Queen was talking about the women's rights, I don't think people are really understanding how bad this is going to affect women's, not only with the reproductive system, but there are 485 people in here, and 1 out of 10 women suffer with polycystic ovarian syndrome and endometriosis. The medications and the hormone treatment that we get for those diagnoses falls under gender affirming care, which he is going to be getting rid of. So that means no more metformin if you don't have a diabetes diagnosis and you're on metformin for it, no more spironolactone, no more birth control. And so I just want you to think about that. Or if you're getting older and you're going through menopause and you need hormone therapy, that falls under gender affirming care too. So like Queen said earlier, it affects, it's women, it's anybody in America. We're just not safe right now. What we need to do is be looking after others. Hetty, thank you for your time. I know you're on overtime, so I'll drop.
Very welcome.
Real quick, I just wanted to say it one more time. Let me just say this one more time, because that trans comment is pissing me the fuck off. I will sit and piss in a pot next to a female to male to female transgender person faster than I would with a heterosexual, potential dangerous male in my bathroom. How dare you compare your daughter's reproductive or hormonal rights being taken away over a transgender trying to piss in a pot like the rest of us? I have never stepped in a bathroom and have known who is transgender, by the way, in a female bathroom. You want to know why? Because there is no urinals for people to stand up and piss. It's all private. I've never had a transgender woman approach me or my child in any weird way. How weird of you to think that our transgender community is wired to just be predatory in a bathroom. It is disgusting that you're more worried about who pisses in the private bathroom next to you than your daughters or nieces or grandchild daughters' decision on her body. That is insane. Gross. It's just gross. Like, ew. Like, gross. If that is the most important thing to you. Anyways, I'm hopping down. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done.
Can I say something and then I'm gonna hop down? I don't know about y'all, but I don't care about what's between somebody else's legs. I only worry about what's between mine. And it's weird. Y'all are focused, not y'all, but people are too focused on what's going on between someone's legs and what's going on behind somebody else's doors. It's weird.
Can y'all hear me? All right, real quick, because I wanted to say something earlier, because that lady was speaking on, the immigrants and everything that's here, and how Trump doesn't want the immigrants here and all this. Here's my thing. Who came from Mexico to help us put out the fires? Who 9 times out of 10 built your fucking house? Who does all the jobs that men of my complexion are too scared to do? There's a lot of different people from different backgrounds, from different countries, and not all of them can come over here with papers because they need to escape quickly because of the situations they're in. Y'all don't get it. Other countries can be quite defeatful, quite scary, especially for women and children. So yes, they get the hell out of where they're at so they can be safe. And us as Americans should welcome them with open arms and ask them, hey, what can I do to help you? I know you've been through it. What can we do? I'm not going to get into a lot, but I work with immigrants. And let me tell you, I would rather work beside them than half of you fucking Americans.
Hey. I live in a small town in northeast Mississippi. I have a couple of families that work for us, with us, not for us. They work with us, that walked over here to get here. They've made a great life for themselves. They bought their home. They pay their taxes. They do everything like we do. My husband pays them good money because we can't find anybody to work. We have begged high school kids, college kids, men of all ages, women of all ages. They won't work. Now, I just got a phone call that told me in the next county over in rural Mississippi, okay, that ICE is there. They are pulling people left and right. These people sent their kids to school today, and when their kids come home from school, their mom or dad won't be there. If you people freaking open your eyes and see what we're doing to people that want to be here, that want to work, that want to do everything right. There are bad people everywhere, everywhere, every race, everything. But you put yourself in that place. You send your kid to school this morning and they may come home to an empty house and not know what to do. Bye.
That is so heartbreaking. Those children need their parents, and if their parents are here and doing things better than the American citizens are, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Let them be. But what I wanted to say was kind of back on what Trey was going on about the medications. My son has a blood disease. He has to have his wisdom teeth removed. He has to have pre-treatment prior to that to keep him from bleeding to death. One of the medications that his HEMONC doctor prescribed him, our insurance would not pay for. They would not pay for it because it is made for women only. It is a medicine for women with heavy menstrual cycles. How is that fair that my child cannot have a medicine that he needs to keep him from bleeding to death because he's male? All insurance sucks. All government sucks. It's not fair. I ended up paying out of pocket for it. The pharmacy was grateful to help me find a discount, but he's a kid. He's not a grown man. He's a kid.
Hi, I just wanted to say 3 points really quickly. Um, First of all, I read everything you guys were saying and I wanted to amend my point. I absolutely understand that people have real fears, and if you don't feel comfortable going around without your paperwork, by all means, keep your paperwork on you. I just don't want people living in that fear and complying without being asked to. You know what I'm saying? And that was my point. But I completely understand the fear. And second of all, I can't stomach that people keep saying that they're for Trump because the border needs to be secure for drugs. Was it secure when he pardoned Ross Albright, the founder of the Silk Road? In what world? He's literally known. He had a life sentence because his the dark web website that he founded was unbelievably depraved. We're talking about child porn. We're talking about drugs. We're talking about the most, I mean, depravity on depravity. And yet you're worried about immigration? That, oh, the color of their skin? That's wild to me. That's unacceptably wild to me. And so I just want to apologize to anybody that, feels like, and one last point, I apologize, but Trump, people are so obsessed with Trump, but take a look outside of Trump as to who's around him and who's making these policies. Please, for the love of God, read Project 2025. They promised they were going to do this. They're following through with that promise. This isn't about Trump the man. This is about what the current Republican Party is. Please educate yourselves. Thank you so much. I apologize.
Yes,
Real
I
quick,
agree.
just so you know, Rachel, you're blocked. So if you come back in here, you don't deserve to be here, because I literally saw screenshots of someone asking you if you think disabled people are lazy, and you said yes. So you can totally fuck off. You're not allowed here. You're not welcome here. Please do not unblock any Rachel of any name. Thank you.
I just want to make another point known real quick. For anyone that thinks that there is, and this isn't to Turtles, and I feel bad that Turtles felt like she had to come back up here and restate her comment. This isn't directed toward anyone like that at all. But for anyone else, Trump people in the comments, that think this is a joke and that it's unrationalized fear of people being taken and all of this stuff, blah, 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 blah. The special people that wear the white sheets, and I think y'all know who I'm talking about, were sending out flyers in Kentucky just a couple of days ago, telling immigrants that it would be in their best interest to leave. What do you think is going to start happening to them if the special white cloaked people get involved and they haven't left? And where does it end? And I honestly believe that people that look a certain way, and you know what I mean when I say that, have a right to be scared. Because what a lot of people don't understand is the 13th and 14th Amendment were enacted into the Constitution when slavery was abolished, because there was displaced African Americans that were no longer slaves, and they didn't know what to do with them. And birthright citizenship is what they done for those people that were left. So if that is taking away, and I know everybody's like, oh, it's so far-fetched to think that somebody that's been here for blah, 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 blah. It's not. It's not, because where does it end? Where does it stop? When it's allowed to happen the first time, where does it end? And also, the comments that she made about the transgender community, that is absolutely disgusting. And you heard it firsthand how a lot of Trump supporters feel about the trans community. And I don't know. I'm really upset about some of the comments that are made, and people in the comments that are making statements. We see you. I'm very good at remembering names. And you don't go here. If you have that thought process in your head, not to come off any certain type of way, but you see the skin color of the host of the live. If you feel the way you feel, you don't go here. Pastor Petty is very open to other opinions and thoughts and wants people to express those opinions and thoughts, but not those. That's not welcome here. We don't do that over here. You must have us mistaken for a whole other group of people. Anyways, I'm just going to hop down. Keep it cute in the comments. If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. Didn't your grandma teach you that? Because my grandma taught me that.
I was just coming up to mention Miss Rachel that made that ugly comment about handicapped people. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. They work harder than anyone else to get better when they're handicapped. They work very fucking hard. You should be ashamed of yourself. And thank God Queen blocked you. That's all I want to say. Thank you, Pastor.
Very welcome. Very welcome.
I'll keep this very, very short. Let me show you a picture. And I am going to preface this with a trigger warning of abuse. I want to share a picture with you.
How bad is it gonna be? Like, is this something that's going like? Is it a picture that's gonna like?
No.
Okay. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to find my green screen, and of course I can't find it when I need it. There it is. I would never show anything outrageous. All right, you're still not working.
Once you have the picture there, you have to save it.
No, it's not wanting to do it. What I was going to share was a picture of my child, who's not a child. He's my child. He's 25 years old. For Miss Moon and whoever has those disgusting comments. My child was assaulted multiple times. And every single one of those times was a YT straight male. Straight male. And my child is trans. So put that in your back pocket. Thank you.
You're welcome. We are all humans. I pretty much would like humanity to come back. People are allowed to speak different languages, have different views. We're all humans. I prefaced this quote during Germany. There was a pastor that wrote a poem that should resonate with all of you. I speak sometime about the topics that are going on in the world and the people that are going through atrocities all over the world and including in this country that are in fear because of this poem. And it goes, first they came for the Jews. First they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for the communists, and I did not speak out because I was not a communist. Then they came for the trade unions, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. Listen, just because it's not your turn yet doesn't mean that you won't be next.
Daddy, can I have some lemonade?
So for me, on a light note, as I get up out of here, I definitely with this track, I'm definitely this. I'm definitely this. Y'all have a good day.
Hello, bro.
Y'all have a good day. Hello, bro. Wrestling me. Hello, bro. Y'all have a good one. Dude, let me end this. You are pretty strong. Hey, let me stop this camera. Dude, let me stop it. All right, y'all have a good one.